Hello, and thank you very much for joining me today. It's Alan Barry Labucan I'm the president and CEO of Advance Gold, and I'm proud to be able to bring a presentation to you together with our updated information on Advance Gold. In the second slide, you'll see our disclaimer on cautionary statements. I advise you to read that. Before I get into the main part of the corporate presentation, I wanted to discuss this picture a little bit for you. What this is an image, a picture that was taken from the Milagros mine, which is approximately 6 kilometers from our Tabasqueña project. And if you look out into the mountains on the other side, in the foreground of this, you'll see that there's a road there. That's the gravel road that goes up to the Tabasqueña headframe. And so, as you can see, we're very close to a major this was a very prolific and high-grade mine at Milagros here in the front of the picture. And this area, Zacatecas State, is full of big mines. About 6 kilometers over to the side of the screen here is the big El Coronel mine. There's 40 or 50 miles from the Tabasqueña mine is where MAG Silver is building their new mine. It's actually recently gone into production. In close proximity to that is where Fresnillo's big mines are that make them the lowest cost silver producer in the world. So I know that a lot of people talk about being an elephant country. In this case, we're literally an elephant country for silver mines, and Zacatecas is very prolific. As I said, there's the cautionary statement for you to have a look at. And then this third slide is a basic overview of Advance Gold. We trade on the Toronto Stock Exchange Venture Market. Our symbol is AAX.V. We're focused on gold and silver. We have 100% interest in the Tabasqueña silver mine and the Venaditas project in Zacatecas, Mexico. They're in very close proximity to each other. The state of Zacatecas is host to many world-class gold and silver mines. In the northern part of the state is where the Penasquito mine is, that's owned by Goldcorp, and then not far from us is the El Coronel mine. It's one of the most prolific sources of silver worldwide. Approximately 10% of the silver ever produced globally has been mined in Zacatecas State. Zacatecas State has had mines since the 1500s, and what makes it special, in addition to the tremendous geology, is that it has an exceptional network of roads and power. In the case of both our projects, Venaditas and Tabasqueña, they have roads going right to the project, power going through the project. And why that's so important, it makes for low-cost mines, and it also makes for low-cost exploration. As I mentioned earlier, there is two of the lowest cost silver producers are located in the state of Zacatecas in close proximity to our projects. That is the Fresnillo mines near the Fresnillo PLC, which trades on the London Exchange, and their mines near the city of Fresnillo. And then right at the same place, right there is where MAG Silver and Fresnillo PLC are putting together their new mine that recently went into production. The company also holds, in addition to these 100% owned projects in Zacatecas, we also have an interest in 11.9% interest in strategic claims in the Loranda corridor of Kenya, East Africa. This is in a joint venture with Shanta Gold. It was formerly with Barrick Gold, but they were bought out by Shanta earlier this year. And if we elect to be diluted down to a 10% interest on that project, we would retain an uncapped 3% NSR. And so that's another asset in the company. Let's talk a little bit about the Tabasqueña silver mine. It has historical silver production at the end of the 20th century. As I mentioned, Zacatecas and surrounding states contain some of the most important silver belts worldwide. Recently, there was a head frame built on the project with a 100-meter shaft, and there's extensive underground workings. It's fully permitted for mining operations, including explosives and tailings permits. It's open along strike to the north and south, and only a small portion of the known veins have been explored, or in the case of past mining, mined. The Tabascania main vein outcrops at surface for 2 kilometers, and only 70 meters of strike and depth of that near the shaft has been mined in the past. The La Nina vein, which is parallel to Tabascania, also outcrops for approximately over nearly the same distance of 2 kilometers. Tabascania and La Nina meet to the north of the head frame. This structural intersection is a key location for future exploration, and our geophysics that I'll talk about later really points out to the potential of that area. The entire project has yet to go through extensive exploration for additional veins, and as I mentioned, there's paved road access, electrical power going through the project, and it's so close to civilization, to the city of Ojo Caliente, that we have cell phone coverage out to the property as well. A little bit about the Tabascania silver mine. It's only 45 kilometers southeast of the city of Guadalupe. The city of Zacatecas and Guadalupe are right beside each other, and I live on the border of Guadalupe and Zacatecas City, so it's a very close, about a 40-minute drive from my house along paved roads to our property. The work to date has included drilling and a series of geophysical surveys, which have moved the project forward nicely. Drilling to the west of the Tabascania vein and head frame, and sort of in the middle of the La Nina and the Tabascania vein, we encountered a network of veins with widespread gold and silver mineralization. Geophysical surveys covering the north, central, and south domains have revealed a high chargeability anomaly that is continuous for over 3,000 meters. At the northern domain, the anomaly is approximately 1,000 meters east to west and around the same distance from north to south. In the central domain, where the network of veins were drilled, the anomaly appears to drop deeper. I'll show you some images that help you understand that it possibly could be caused by a fault. In the southern domain, the anomaly again comes close to surface, and there is clear potential that these 3 domains, the north, south, and central, come together at depth, and you can see that in the geophysical slides that I'll share later. Drilling is currently underway in the northern domain, and it is expected to be our deepest hole to date at the Tabascania project. And again, in the slides on the geophysics, I think you'll understand why we're going deep there. And here are this first slide it's a 3D induced polarization inversion interpretive section view. And why I post this one is it helps you to understand the length of this. This is anomaly is close to 3,500 meters long, and it's a continuous high chargeability anomaly. This next slide is our 3D IP inversion voxel model of the continuous chargeability. As you can see here, and why you can see this is the northern domain, and in the central part here is where we drilled the network of veins, and then but that is limited to only about the first 300 meters of surface. And as I mentioned, we found a network of veins with widespread gold and silver mineralization, ranging from anomalous all the way up to high grades of gold and silver. In the southern part of the anomaly here, it then again comes to surface, and there's a fault approximately about here, which we think could have affected the anomaly and dropped it down. This IP survey only goes down about 500 meters, and that's why you see it cut off here. This slide is a 400-meter slice, which highlights the top of the northern domain, if you will. And as you go deeper, it gets bigger. It actually goes out to the edge of our claims here as you go deeper into the anomaly. So it's quite a spectacular anomaly. Um, as I mentioned earlier, the Kakamega Kenya project is in Kenya. It's well located in what's called the Laranda Corridor. It was formerly a partnership we had with Barrick Gold, so it's a high potential project. Shanta recently bought them out and are working on plans to develop that project. Our management team, I'm Alan Berry-Laboucan, President, Chief Executive Officer and a director. And you can read a little bit about my bio in there. The other key person that really helps me run the company is our chairman of the board. His name's Brad Newell. Brad and I have been friends for many years. He's a big shareholder of the company. Collectively, between the two of us, we own about 30% of the company on a fully diluted basis. Jeff Ackert is really a lot of experience in Africa. He's the one who brought the Kakamega project in Kenya to us, and he helps me out a lot with the writing of news releases and an interpretation of data. You can read about another key director is Genin McDowell. He's our geophysical advisor. Genin was formerly the head of worldwide exploration for Anglo, and is a very talented geophysicist. I've worked with Genin for many years. He's my mentor in geophysics and a real brilliant guy. Jose de Jesus Parga is also a key person with our team. He had run the Geological Survey of Mexico for over 30 years. He's won many awards. He really is the foremost expert on Mexican geology, and wrote a book on it actually to talk about the potential, especially in the state of Zacatecas. As I mentioned, it's one of the most prolific states in all of Mexico. The number is about 50% of all silver ever produced in the country of Mexico has come from the state of Zacatecas. And as I said, that makes up about 10% of all the silver ever produced worldwide. So that's a bit of an outline. You can also find advancedgold.ca is our website, our symbol AAX. You can contact me directly at alan@advancedgold.ca. That's my cell phone number, direct cell phone number here in Mexico where I live. And I'm just going to wrap it up. Again, I invite you to check out our geophysical survey report. Not only did we talk about it in our November 10th news release, but we provide the entire report for investors to take a look at. I think that makes it somewhat unique. Not only do we highlight the information in the geophysical report, but we provide the entire report for people to look at. You can find that in the geophysical section of our website. And right now we're drilling on that anomaly in the north part of the website. Before I close, I just wanted to go in a little bit about the value proposition that we offer. First of all, we're in the gold and silver exploration business. Gold and silver have recently gone through a bit of a correction after moving up to close to $2,000 earlier this year for the price of gold. And they dropped down quite aggressively. And the last time that the gold dipped like that, it then went on a $500 run. And I think that that's what's in the cards, because there really is a perfect storm for the price of gold to go much higher. The explosive debt worldwide has caused problems for all the various economies of the world. In the United States, they've had interest rates at near zero for many years. It's not really doing much to move the price, the economic growth up. And so the central bank is really painted into a corner where they can't raise interest rates. If the with the vast amount of debt in the country, if they were to raise interest rates in any significant way, it would stop any economic growth. And they've been struggling since 2008 economic collapse to see serious economic growth despite having these near zero interest rates. And that's what I really think is a perfect storm for the price of gold and silver to go up quite dramatically. In addition to that, you've got supply and demand fundamentals that are very bullish. Despite these high prices for gold and silver, the production numbers are soft. And the reason that they're soft is as the major mining companies have been producing gold and silver, they haven't been replacing that with new discoveries. And so the industry is in drastic need of new discoveries. And there just aren't a lot of those around. And so with this perfect storm for gold, I think it's going to bring a lot of new investors into the space. And when they come into the space, they're going to find few juniors that are looking for new discoveries in elephant country. As I mentioned, Zacatecas State is unarguably elephant country for silver and for gold, for that matter. What makes it especially special, if you will, is that it has a network of roads and power and well-trained people, that mining is a key part of this state as well as the country. So we really have quite an exceptional place here in Zacatecas State. And to tell you the truth, that's why I moved down here. I came down here to look at these projects and made the decision that I could spend the rest of my career here in Zacatecas State, just looking at underexplored areas. And that is what we have at the Tabasqueña project. What also makes us different than a lot of our peers is that we have a tight share structure, 52 million shares currently out. And we also have a large insider ownership. And so, as I said, I think we're coming into a very strong market for gold and silver explorers. And when I think that the price of gold and silver are headed much higher, and as new investors come into the space, there's not a lot of companies and not a small menu of them, for investors to look at. And I think that we are one that investors should do their homework on. On that note, take a look at our disclaimer, check out our website. We have a lot of good news releases to look through and our corporate presentation. So you have a great day, and we will talk to you soon.